Blog Talk Radio.
It appears as though something has happened in the motorcade route. Something, I repeat, has happened in the motorcade route.
Who controls the past, controls the future. Who controls the present, controls the past.
The death of bin Laden marks the most significant achievement to date in our nation's effort to defeat al-Qaeda.
All you got to do is start looking around, start thinking for yourself, start investigating things, and you will see it all right there. So you have the power. Humanity has the power. We have the power. Do you want to fight? You better believe you got one.
Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories.
As for me, give me liberty or give me death.
The answer to 1984 is...
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. We have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
George Bush has invoked a new world order without enunciating a new American purpose.
Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order, and instead it looks like we got a lot of disorder.
Today we take an essential step in defeating terrorism while protecting the constitutional rights of all Americans. Preventing mass terror will be the responsibilities of presidents far into the future.
The Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. These are not simply words written into aging parchment. They are the foundation of liberty and justice in this country.
This is an ideological battle. Some people believe in globalism, others of us believe in national sovereignty. It's a contest between ideologies, whether we believe in our institutions here, our national sovereignty, our Constitution, or are we going to further move in the direction of international government? It's just knowledge is out there. If we look for it, you'll realize that our national sovereignty is under threat.
All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it! My life has value!
These are our people. The workers, the strivers, the builders. These are our people. Who are they? They are the dark armies. The dark, murdering armies whose only honor
1976. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Did you know that the former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura is suing the Department of Homeland Security. He's suing the Department of Homeland Security, alleging that body scans and pat-downs, quote, exposed him to humiliation and degradation through unwanted touching, gripping, rubbing of an intimate area.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I called before, but I'm just wondering, what is the government doing with their own investigation into their own crimes of letting the underwear bomber on the plane?
The U.S. government escorted him through security without a passport, and we believe gave him an intentionally defective bomb.
It's a startling allegation from two local attorneys who were on board the 2009 Christmas Day flight to Detroit when Umar Farouk Abdul-Muttalib tried to blow up a bomb hidden in his underwear. Kurt and Lori Haskell think the U.S. government was behind the whole thing.
It was intentional then. It went this far to further the war on terror, to get body scanners in the airports, to increase the TSA's budget, to renew the Patriot Act, and whatever other reasons you want to list.
We don't talk about our investigations.
Sorry?
We don't talk about our investigations. They're pending.
What do you think about all the telescreens going up in Walmarts? It's kind of weird, don't you think? Promoting terrorism and paranoia amongst everyone? Making everyone fear each other and be afraid of, what's going on?
I don't know what you're talking about in Walmart.
Janet Napolitano announced that, she will be setting up telescreens in Walmarts with the See Something, Say Something campaign, making everyone afraid of each other, saying, promoting terrorism, basically. There are telescreens going up in Walmarts all over the country in 9,000 locations. This is very Big Brother-ish, don't you think?
That's up to the government.
Of course, but come on. What's going on? They'll just do whatever they want. There's no freedom anymore. This is outrageous. This is beyond 1984. It's extremely suspicious, and I'm here to report that. So.
Okay.
Nothing that can come from this conversation, I guess, of course, right?
Probably not. I'll write it down.
All right, everybody, how you doing? Joseph Gibson here, broadcasting from Greensboro, North Carolina, on your wonderful Christmas. Oh, I know there's a bunch of callers here that won't join us here tonight because they're shoving their fat faces, and they were supposed to be joining us. They sent me text messages saying they're going to join us, and of course, I I know it's Christmas, and, it's 7 o'clock at the Eastern Standard Coast time. I don't know where other people are. I know on West Coast they're still probably shoving their fat faces with their Christmas dinner. Meanwhile, children are starving around the world. And, we the people here in America, we had to fight over $199 laptops and at Walmart and Amazon. And I want to wish everyone out there a Merry Christmas who are my friends. And one person I want to wish a non-Merry Christmas to is Jeff Bozo from Amazon. Jeff Bozo. I hope you choke on your Christmas stocking, Jeff Bozo. You scumbag, you dirtbag. I hope you choke on it, okay? Because you're a dirtbag. Amazon is a dirtbag criminal corporation. And we have exposed that in previous shows. But, of course, we're lacking some callers here tonight. The phone number is 657-383-0616 if you want to make your voice heard. But like I said, most of you are probably shoving your fat face still and, and all worried about you. It's all about you, the world, all right? We live in the end times. We're living in the end times today, and nobody thinks about the other people out there. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. But little do you know that your economy is crashing before your eyes thanks to Donald Trump. And I say, hats off to you, Donald Trump. I love you. I love what you're doing. I really do. And I want to read an article here, and this is what we have been waiting for. This is what we've been waiting for. Okay? For a president of the United States to stand up against the New World Order. That's why the media hates him. They hate Donald Trump. Look at the pictures they post here. They got them all looking funny, cartoon character or whatnot. But in this article here, Trump prepares to take over the Federal Reserve Bank. Good. Abolish it, Donald Trump. Abolish the Federal Reserve Bank. Get rid of it. It has no constitutional authority to exist. So while you're shoving your fat faces here on Christmas Day, maybe next Christmas you'll be in a FEMA camp getting microchipped. Because none of you have more than 3 days' worth of food in your house. And when there's no food on the shelves of your local grocery store, what will you do? Any of you own any guns? Do you know how to get access to water without the city helping you? Yeah. Do you have preparations in effect? No, you're too worried about your iPhones and your laptops and all your other bull crap. I'm all for, there's nothing wrong with watching a football game. There's nothing wrong with, taking advantage of the entertainments we have here today. But you need to be awake. You need to understand what's going on and what's happening. Even Bitbanker isn't joining us here tonight. I guess he's chasing somebody around. I don't know, whatever he is. I asked him if he was going to be available at 7 p.m. I didn't get an answer. And I don't see Leroy. Usually Leroy joins. Maybe he's on his beachfront property. Oh, sorry. Nobody's supposed to know about that. Oh, boy. I tell you. I'm looking at messages here on Facebook right now. And I invited some liberals to come on here tonight. And, of course, liberals are cowards. They don't have the balls to call into this show. They don't have the courage because I will disprove them. But anyway, let me get back to this article here. Trump prepares to take over the Federal Reserve. In Donald Trump's first 4 years as president, he will not only choose 3 judges for the Supreme Court, he'll also pick 5 of the 7 members on the Board of Governors. Good. It would be impossible to overstate the effect this is going to have on the nation's economic future. What economic future? Being controlled by the Federal Reserve banking cartel that was actually adopted on Christmas Eve in the year 1913. How did this country survive before 1913 without the Federal Reserve? Let me tell you, we thrived. We had real money that was backed by gold and silver. We had real money that we could barter with. But, many of you don't understand that. We've gone over that in the past. It would be impossible to overstate the effect that is going to have on the nation's economy. With both houses of Congress firmly in the GOP's grip, we could see the most powerful central bank in the world transform into a purely political institution that follows the dictates of one man. Well, no. It dictates we the people. We the people. And Trump, as a corporate president, has to audit the Federal Reserve first for the crimes that it's committed and the trillions of dollars it's stolen from you, the people, and have kept you enslaved since the day of birth. Okay? And we know JFK. I played a clip from him earlier on this show. He was against the Federal Reserve. He was against the Federal Reserve, and he actually had plans. If you look at Executive Order 1101, states very clearly that he had plans to abolish the Federal Reserve. The central banking cartel of Europe have bankrupted and put our people into a debt that they cannot come out of. How many of you have credit card debt out there? How many? How many of you have credit card debt? So Donald Trump goes on, and this is such a blessing. Donald Trump goes on. Critics may think that is a vast improvement over the present situation, which the Fed conceals its allegiance to the giant Wall Street investment banks behind public relations, cloud of independence. But the idea of one man controlling the price of the world's reserve currency, no, that's not what Donald Trump said. He said the Federal Reserve is like a rich golfer, okay? You can't win against them because he's got the game rigged. The game is rigged. You know, I'm just reading from the article here, and this is what the globalists do, and this is what the corporate media does. They twist it around. They post funny pictures up of Donald Trump while you're reading the article, because I'm looking at one right now. All right? It goes on. Never before have we had an incoming president not just criticize how Fed policy has been executed, but accuse the Fed chair of undermining the institution by being politically cahoots with his opponent in the White House. All right? We can safely assume that the Supreme Court is going to reflect Trump's corporate-friendly liaison, fair attitude towards big business. No, that's not what the Supreme Court is about, folks. It's about appointing people there that understand the Constitution. And the Supreme Court does not make the law anyway of the land. It does not. Okay? We, the people, make the law of the land. We, the people, are what's important here, and we need to understand that. And Trump also recently, against his advisors who are quitting on him, because Donald Trump is not a part of the New World Order. He's not. Why they allowed Donald Trump to be selected as president in the corporation, we have yet to determine or find out. But it is a fact that Donald Trump is not a part of the globalist community. He's not a part of the Rothschilds, the Carnegies, the Warburgs, the J.P. Morgans, okay, that control you and own you today. The criminal banking cartel, the Federal Reserve, and the Fed, focus on it like a laser beam, and the Federal Reserve, and the central bank. Our founding fathers warned us about a central bank. They've warned us, okay? None of you understand that because they don't teach civics anymore in school, because our college students are so worried about the statue of Silent Sam instead of worrying about what's really going on in the world around them today. And many of you are so worried about your Christmas dinner instead of focusing on to a radio program that is wishing to give you a voice. And that's a fact, because I can see it on the call line here tonight. We've dropped a lot of callers, and we don't have a lot of people here who usually support the show because they're too busy shoving their fat faces, opening up their Christmas presents still probably at 7 o'clock at night instead of paying attention to what's really going on. Well, let's talk about Christmas here real quick. Let's talk about that. What is Christmas? Well, we know it's a national holiday, okay? But we also know it's a pagan holiday. Jesus was not born on December 25th. If you read your Bible very clearly, all right, you will understand that Jesus was born in October. But we celebrate Christmas on December 25th, and you ask, well, why did they pick that day, December 25th? Because that's the day the earth is farthest from the sun. It's a Roman Catholic pagan holiday. And we all know what the Roman Catholic Church stands for in the book of Revelation. The Roman Empire will rise again, and the Red Army will invade from the north and invade Israel. And then the man of peace will show up. He's called the Antichrist. All right? It's written down in your Bible. Oh, men wrote that book. Well, I don't know what God you worship or who you worship. The matter is that if you have so little faith and to understand that God is so powerful to preserve his word and magnify it 7 times, as he said in Psalm 7, and purify it 7 times through a furnace, that's what he did by providing us with the King James 1611 Bible. That was prophesied thousands of years before it was even written. And like I said on Facebook about the Flat Earth Society, you and your flat earthers out there, you're a bunch of idiots, all right? Do us all a favor and just go to the edge where you say the earth is flat and jump off. Jump off and prove us wrong that the earth is round, okay? Just jump off the damn edge already with your flat earth crap. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's just another distraction to take you away from really what's going on. And again, back to the Trump article here. This is the first president since JFK that's taken on the Federal Reserve Bank. I mean, I don't want to read the whole entire article here, but, some of today's most reasonable mainstream economic voices are included in Trump's inner circle. These names include David Malpass of Ecoma Global, who co-signed a letter with Jim Grant opposing the Fed's inflationary and distortive quantitative easing. John Paulson of Paulson Inc. and Company, who had made billions for shorting the housing market before the Great Recession. Andy Beal, a self-described libertarian kind of guy who blames the Fed for the credit crisis. You don't have to blame the Fed for the credit crisis. They're in charge of the credit crisis. They're in charge of it. They control inflation and deflation. The Federal Reserve Bank. And the Heritage Foundation, Stephen Moore, told CSIN in 2012 that he is a very severe critic of the Fed's incredibly easy money policies of the past decade. No, not the past decade. Not the past decade, folks. The past 100 years. 105 years to be exact. Since the year 1913, the Federal Reserve has owned the people of this country. And it took the Fed to destroy a flourishing economy before the year 1913. Go back and look at the industrial age of the 1800s. We were a flourishing people in this country because we had no central bank, because we had people like Andrew Jackson, who's on your $20 bill. We had people who are still remembered and revered, like Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, okay, that understood the dangers of a central bank. And Andrew Jackson campaigned, no bank. And the Rothschilds tried to kill him. Do your history research. Look it up. And then they insult him by making a stupid picture of him on a $20 bill, because that's what the New World Order does. It's a fact, folks. It's a fact. Oh, look at your history. Oh, men wrote those books too, I guess, huh? I guess yesterday I wrote the book too about what happened yesterday. I can't remember what happened yesterday. I can't remember what happened 10 years ago. Men wrote that too, right? That sounds like Leroy talking, which isn't here today. Like I said, he's probably on his beachfront property. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say that. Nobody's supposed to know about that. Sorry. Like I said, everybody's probably shoving their fat faces here tonight. And many of the supporters who I've always had over the years aren't here tonight on the program either. But that's okay. We'll carry on. We'll get new people on this program. will continue on. The fact of the matter is we all need to focus like a laser beam on ending the Federal Reserve and support Donald Trump, but the corporate media is not. And the brainwashed people out there who think we need to regulate everything and the government should be in control of our everyday moves and tell us what to do, and they pay for the roads here. They pay for the police officers. They pay for the fire department to show up at your house. They pay for the people's food stamps. They pay for your Social Security checks. Well, if the government's shut down right now, why are you still getting your Social Security check? Because the government doesn't control the money. The Federal Reserve does. You idiots, wake up. And like I said, look, there's a lot of people out there, you know, I'm 89 years old. I can't worry about stuff like this. Well, you could still work a radio. You could still be awake and understand what's going on. Look, I know what's going on. I understand the truth. Am I telling everyone to pick up a gun and start a shooting war with the government? No, I'm not. I'm telling you to try to wake up people, wake others up, and understand what's going on before it's too late and we get to that point. I mean, we got these liberals, you know, you're getting thrown out of a restaurant because you're a Trump supporter. You have no First Amendment, really, because they can throw you out of any place, unless you're black, of course. If you're a black person, then, you know, it makes national news, and they like dividing the country between white and black. We know that. The thing that I'm trying to tell you is everything out there is a distraction, and they keep you in this bubble, this bubble in your mind and your head. And like I told you earlier, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a football game or a baseball game. Nothing wrong, as long as you understand that it's all rigged. You're dealing with billions of dollars here. You don't think that people have their hands in on that? Of course they do. But, you know, it's entertainment. I view it as entertainment, and we all need to take a break sometimes and, you know, watch a good movie or something like that. You know, and what I'm trying to say is that there's nothing wrong with entertainment as long as you understand the truth. And that's why when I walk into a grocery store and they tell me this is our policy, I don't want to hear about your damn policy. Tell me where your policy is posted so I could read it before I walk into your corporation. They can't answer your question. And even our medical field is screwed up today, you know, dealing with your health. You walk into the doctor's office and they say, well, you're going to have a wellness visit here today. Wellness. What's that? That means, that means you can't talk about any of your medical problems. You just got to get checked out. What? You're a doctor's office. What the hell are you talking about? But you can't say that to a zombie. You can't say that to someone who's brainwashed, who isn't awake. What you have to do is you got to be smarter than them. Well, can you tell me what the definition of a wellness visit is? Rewired. They look. All of a sudden, they go in zombie mode. I need to talk to a supervisor. And then the supervisor, who's a little more educated than the stupid puppet at the reception desk, comes back and says, well, we'll just change the name of your visit, okay? Because you obviously are awake and you know what's going on. We're going to screw your insurance company out of thousands of dollars and screw you out of a doctor's visit because we don't care about you. That's what she was thinking in her head when I went to the doctor's. That's what she was thinking. But instead she said, change your medical visit, okay, to a checkup. So this way here, you can talk about your medical problems. And then slash not telling me because he's awake and we got to be careful of this guy. That's the truth, folks. And that's what happened to me when I went to the doctor's last week, well, about actually 10 days ago. Because you have to be awake. You have to know how to reply back to these people. If you argue with them, they're going to call 911, and the Federal Reserve Forces is going to come electrocute you. You're going to be thrown in a 10-by-6 cell, and you're going to have to go to court 39 times, and they're going to lock up your docket number, your CUSIC number. That's what it's really called. And then you're going to be going back and forth like a chattel, a slave, to answer in front of an administrative judge, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, and have a bail bondsman and a lawyer who's going to abstract as much Federal Reserve notes he can out of you while they do their Freemason signs and their code language. I'm a traveler, yeah, and throwing their two fingers up on their eyes. You know, I know all about that crap. I've been through it. It's true. It's true, everybody. Game is rigged. Like George Carlin said that I played for you over 20 times over the past 3 years, the game is rigged. It's a big club, and you're not in it. You're not in the big club. The same club that they beat you over the head with every day, telling you got to go to work and pay your bills. Why do they call a law a bill when they pass a law, the Congress or whatever, when they do their silly little antics or whatever, and their corporation? When the CEOs vote on something. They call it a bill. It's a bill to you, you stupid slaves. You dumb slaves. And that's what you are. And that's what you are. You are dumb slaves to the Federal Reserve Bank. And you say, well, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to replace it with? You don't have to replace it. Restore public. Restore what we originally had before we were hijacked. I posted something on Facebook here. I sent it to a couple of people, and they can't get it because their brains are so wired that they can't get it. He won't organize, won't join, won't come along. Lets his brother pay the price, but won't he take the benefits his brother has accrued? That's the society we live in today. Again, he won't organize, won't join, won't come along. Lets his brother pay the price. But won't he brothers have accrued? What do you think about that one, folks? Does anyone know where that saying came from? Does anyone know? Came from a working man. You know who said that, folks? Jimmy Hoffa. Okay? A little insight right there before anyone can answer any questions. Because you, the people, want to enjoy the benefits of what many before you came and sacrificed for you. And I'm not talking about these liberal scumbags. And the phone number is 657-383-0616. If any liberal scumbag wants to come in, I invited them, of course. But, on Facebook, you don't know who you're talking to anymore. You're talking to idiots. You're talking to scum. So anyone who wants to talk can press 1. You want to talk about Donald Trump, you can. But the fact of the matter is like I said before, in that message that I just read to you, those people have sacrificed. And again, for new callers here, one more time, and you need to learn that, because that's what the TV does to you. They program you. They say the same thing over and over. How many times have you seen the same commercial over and 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 over again? It brainwashes you. You eat like it. You think like it. You dress like it, because they know once you say something over and over and over and over and over, it's programmed into your mind. He won't organize, won't join, won't come along, lets his brother pay the price. But won't he take the benefits his brothers have accrued? I know many of you would. You take those benefits. And I was just explaining prior to this about the doctors. You go to the doctors, the medical profession is so screwed up. I mean, especially down here in North Carolina, unless you're married to a goat or you're married to your sister or brother, they're not going to prescribe you the medication you need. Okay? They're not going to, they're going to prescribe you the minimal benefits. Unless you're related to Mary Lou, John Lou, and Betsy Lou, and all the other inbreds around here. But I'm going to tell you something right now. I heard the nurse when she was answering the phone, okay? I've been down here since 2005. I know all the scumbags around here. I know them all, okay? And somebody was calling in. The doctor said, we don't prescribe pain medication here anymore. We don't do that. It must have been somebody who wasn't married to a goat. That's a crock of shit. Because I know 3 people who go to the same doctor who sell their prescription at CVS and flood the streets here in Summerfield, North Carolina with their hydrocodones and their Perkins, okay? But next time I go to the doctors, if my blood pressure is a little bit lower and it's working, I'm going to hoodwink them and I'm going to tell them, such and such a person here sells their prescription at CVS in Summerfield. What are you going to say about that, doctor? You know, because it's time we, the people, stand up and tell the truth and speak the truth, and you got a mouth, use it. What are they going to do? What they're going to do is they're going to put their tail between their ass, and they're going to run away. That's what they're going to do. Because I know Mary Lou comes up to this doctor's office and gets 90 hydrocodones and then goes down to CVS around the block in Summerfield and fills her prescription, goes out to the parking lot and sells it to Donald Duck and everybody else for $10 a pill, okay? So don't tell me you don't prescribe certain medications at this doctor's office. I don't want to hear your bullshit in North Carolina, okay? Because you're all full of shit around here. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the bullshit. You're here for a wellness visit. You can't talk about any of your medical problems. What? I'm here to see a doctor because I got medical problems. What the freak are you talking about, you jackasses? But that's how these inbreds live around here. It's amazing they got electricity. And every time there's a rainstorm, it gets knocked out for 2 weeks. The power grid is so damn old. Because they fix things just good enough here in North Carolina so that it breaks so they can come back and get a $20 bill and buy a 12-pack. Because that's how they are around here. You ever seen them during the snowstorm? All the cars flipped upside down on the side of the road. It was hilarious. 2 weeks later, after the snow melted, they're still upside down on the side of the road. Drunk people crawling out. Oh, is the snow over yet? Bring me a barn tool. I want 58. I need a 24-pack. That's how they are around here in North Carolina. Half-ass backwards. And I'm sure in other places in the country they are too. Well, they're good old country boys. That's what they are around here. You hire a guy to fix your heating and cooling system. He shows up with a screwdriver. So it's 1:45. At 2 o'clock, he starts shaking, and he's got to leave. I got to order a part. Still waiting for that guy to come back 2.5 years later. No lie. It's no lie. It's the truth. I'm sure some of you on the phone line here can verify that. That's how they operate down here. Go down to the local Barmco store and sit there at 10 o'clock in the morning and watch the people race in and buy a 24-pack at 10:30 in the morning. And then come back drunk at 4 o'clock. I got $8.79. I screwed out of Betsy Lou around the corner. And that's how they operate. It's amazing, these people. It's amazing that these people know how to drive. They have automobiles. That's what I live through in North Carolina. That's how these people live. These people still live on dirt roads, for God's sake. It cost $25,000 to pave the road. Well, you earned $50 in road fees. You earned $50,000 over the last 10 years in road fees. Don't you think it'd be better just to pave it? Got to screw Mary Lou out of her $20. Got to screw this person out of that money. That's how they operate down here. Crazy. That's why we don't have too many people from North Carolina calling in tonight, because they just woke up 3 hours ago and they're eating Christmas dinner at 8 o'clock at night. They forgot Christmas Eve because they were drunk. That's what we live. That's what I live with down here. I can't stand this place. I can't stand it. People say you need to calm down. Don't have stress. Yeah, I got high blood pressure. Yeah, they had to address that because if I walked out of there with high blood pressure and I had a heart attack, my family could sue them. You know, they know how to do it just good enough down here. And this is my saying down here. Go to church on Sunday, screw them on Monday. That's what they do. I tell everybody that. Everybody. And they just look at me like I'm crazy. Duh! Because none of them got an ounce of courage down here. None of them. I was doing a little landscaping job here. I just want to tell a quick story here. This is how they handle themselves down here. They're all cowards, number one. All right? Pull out of the gas station there on 158. Some guy got mad. I pulled in front of him. He comes racing up on my rear end. You know, I flung my hand up at the air. What the hell's your problem? You know, that's how I am. You know, I'm not gonna back down from these freaking punks down here. He goes around me, pulls in front of me, and stops dead in the road. Gets out of his car with a hammer. I said, what are you going to do with that hammer? You know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to shove it up your ass sideways, okay? Your mother, you're this, you're rare. That's how they are. I said, listen, buddy, you know, I didn't get out of my vehicle because if I got out of my vehicle, then they can get you for road rage and they're going to arrest you. But if he tries to attack me in my vehicle, I can stand my ground. I know the laws, okay? And I was just waiting for him to swing that hammer. I really was. And I said, look, buddy, let me tell you something right now. You swing that hammer at me, I'm going to cock you upside the head so hard I'm going to put you into a coma, okay? And then at the time I'm getting out of jail, you should be coming out of a coma. And then I'm going to put you back into a coma again. You should have seen him hightail it. He ran away. He ran away, threw the hammer in the woods. Didn't even hang on to it, you know, and then took off. And the dumbass has his phone number on his truck. I'm not going to report him to the sheriffs. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to play that stupid game like they do down here. I'll take a warrant out on you. I'll call the law. That's how they are down here. They're all snitching on each other, ratting on each other. I'll call the law on you. It's amazing. But anyway, that's just in North Carolina. I was talking to somebody. I need to make a movie out of this. I could be rich. These inbred redneck hicks in North Carolina. We'll call it that. I'm telling you, it'd go worldwide. All I got to do is take pictures. They're so damn slow down here, they move backwards. Go to their courtroom. Go to the courtroom and listen to the cases that get drawn up. She was living in my woods. I told her not to live there. And she started cussing at me, Your Honor. Well, that's 30 days in jail and a $100 fine. $100? That's 12 packs for me. That's how these people live down here. They're just so crazy. The South will rise again. When? No wonder why they lost the Civil War. They couldn't wake up until 11 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I love it. I love it. The South is going to rise again. And all of them are scared of their own shadow. You get kicked out of a restaurant down here because you're a Trump supporter. What are you going to do? They'll all tell on you. They'll all rat on you. They'll all call it law. And then Roscoe Pico train will show up with Enos and Boss Hogg. What are you going to do? That's how they live down here. If I was in New York City and I was talking about Trump and somebody tried to kick me off, there'd probably be kick me out of the bar. There'd probably be a fist fight upon the whole bar. Because that's how you do it up north. You know? That's what people do down here in North Carolina. It's so hilarious. The South's going to rise again. Yeah, when? Get your rear end kicked again by the North? You dumb idiots. But anyway, we're recapping here on the show here tonight. We're talking about Donald Trump, basically, and the economy and how Donald Trump's taking on the Federal Reserve. More serious note. The Federal Reserve and the Federal Reserve Bank. And, I think Donald Trump's doing a good thing. Like I said, it's still out there. It's still a mystery to me why they allowed Donald Trump to become president. I tell people because he's a fall guy. I believe this is when the Dow Jones has been crashing every day. It's been losing 300, 400, 500 points. And Trump's going after the Federal Reserve first since John F. Kennedy. And I want to know what other people think out there about anything. You know, I'll open up the phone lines, give everyone a platform here tonight. I know usually when I get guests on the show, everybody wants to talk, and then I give them an open platform, and nobody presses one and wants to talk. You know, and then we get into debates and stuff on the program, and it takes away from the real issue of the program. You know, I read you guys an article earlier about Donald Trump taking on the Federal Reserve, and I think Donald Trump should, I believe, abolish the Federal Reserve Bank. People say, like I told you earlier, what do we do to replace it? Well, how the hell did we live before the year 1913? We were doing just fine. The economy was booming. And if you go back and do your research, but they don't teach civics anymore in school. You know, college graduates who are coming out of college are just as stupid as people in high school. You know, that's a fact. You know, these millennials, they're so stupid. You go to a college campus, you know, you talk to them, they got no sense. They're brainwashed. They're brainwashed. It's disgusting. You know, and this is all part of the New World Order game, the New World Order plan. You know, I really thought in 2008, after the banker bailout, before the banker bailout, when they were threatening to crash the economy in 2008, I thought the New World Order would form then. There was problems in Israel. We were in Iraq, Afghanistan. There was global conflict going on. I thought the New World Order would form. But, you know, you got to look at the times that we live in. You got to understand the times in which we live in. We weren't there yet. Are we going to be there in the next 2 years for this New World Order? You know, I mean, is the Red Army going to invade Israel from the north? You know, it only takes one idiot in Iran to blow up a nuclear reactor and blame it on the Jews. Everyone's hating the Jews on social media today. You know, I mean, you don't know. And next thing you know, the Red Army invades, and that's prophecy fulfilled. And the man of peace is supposed to show up, and he's going to trick everybody, and the economies are going to crash around the world after that, and you're going to get your New World Order. You're going to get a global, centralized government. And we demonstrated this on how corporations treat people. They don't care about you. How are you going to get justice then? Who are you going to call? Who are you going to complain to? You're going to complain to the Antichrist, you know, and he's going to declare peace around the world. And 3.5 years after that, he's going to break the peace treaty with Israel, and they're going to try to devastate and destroy Israel, and the whole world's going to be in chaos. You know, you already see what's going on with the weather. You're getting weather that's crazy nowadays. You know, it's more triple the amount of tornadoes from 20 years ago. I know Leroy, he argued with me on this one time. He said, well, they're going to keep stats. They've been keeping stats for 120 years, okay? Fact of the matter is, if you go back to the year 1901, just for instance, there were 79 tornadoes in the United States. If you go back to 2015, 16, 17, that is quadruple the number of tornadoes. Hurricanes are on the increase. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes. The Bible says earthquakes in diverse places. You know, we have earthquakes down here in North Carolina now. There was one about 3 weeks ago from Tennessee. We felt the aftershocks. You know, it's happening. But people say, well, that's just because of global warming. There ain't no such thing as global warming. I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear about the flat earth. Like I told you earlier, if you believe the earth is flat, then go to the edge with your cell phone, your iPhone, jump off, and prove everybody wrong that the earth is round. All right? Anyone who wants to talk here tonight, I've been rambling on here for a little while. You got to press the number 1 and one time, and you can make a comment here. And if nobody wants to join us tonight, it's Christmas night. There's a lot of people here who did not queue in here tonight and listen. Like I said, you know, many of them are shoving their fat faces with their Christmas dinner, doing whatever they're doing. It's up to you if you want to press 1 and talk. Otherwise, I'm gonna actually cut the show out early here tonight if I don't get some callers, because I don't want to hear myself talk forever. And we'll reschedule another show for Aren't So Busy, you know, on Christmas night, you know. But I want to read something here real quick here about Christmas here, and before we go here. You know, I understand it's a national holiday, but remember, Jesus wasn't born December 25th. But, the book of Jeremiah warns us about these customs that we follow. So you need to think about this. Hear ye the Lord, which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen, with the axe. They deck it with silver and gold. Does that sound familiar, anybody? They fashion it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs to be born afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, thy name is great, and thy night. All right, and then it goes on to explain how you worship the Lord and not a tree, a Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. Right? Everyone's out there running around with Christmas trees, decking it with silver and gold. Jeremiah said that, by the way. Let's see here. When did Jeremiah say that? Oh, let's see, the book of Jeremiah. How many thousands of years ago did Jeremiah say that? Wait, I'm looking at my Schofield Bible here. I think it's about 2,000 years ago Jeremiah said that. How did Jeremiah know about the Christmas tree? They weren't decorating Christmas trees back then, were they? People say, well, that's mean. It's about, giving presents, worshiping the birth of Christ. Jesus wasn't born December 25th. I thought we went over that. All right, I'll take a caller here real quick. And then everyone, you need to make your voice heard here live on the radio. And whatever you want to talk about, it's up to you. And then if I don't hear from callers, then I'll go ahead and wrap up the show early. I'm sure everybody's tired from a long Christmas day. Go ahead, my friend, 443. Go ahead.
Hey, Joseph, this is Brother Mercy.
Hey, how you doing? Good. I'm glad you could join me tonight.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And Happy New Year. I just wanted to say, in regards to your Donald Trump and Jerome Powell, I guess that's his name, but didn't Trump appoint him? So, it's like, how can you be mad at the decision that you made? That's the decision you made, but you mad. So to me, that's like an oxymoron. You mad at the person that you appointed. So, to me, that's like you need to make better choices.
Well, hang on a second. Hang on, Brother Mercy, let me ask you a question. If you're a business owner or a corporation and you hire an employee to work for you and you don't agree with him and you fire him or he resigns, how is that an oxymoron? If I hire an employee, he doesn't do a good job, he doesn't do what I ask, don't I have the right to fire him or get rid of him?
But this ain't the first time Donald Trump has had problems with people he appoints. This ain't the first time. He's had a long list of people that he chooses that he turns out that don't like or whatever. He's friends today, enemies tomorrow. It's a lot. It's not just him. Jerome Powell, look at the long list of people getting indicted and people getting charged. All the people that he hung around and they getting charged, getting in legal trouble.
Well, it's a witch hunt.
This ain't the first time.
Hang on. It's a witch hunt. What about Hillary Clinton? How come she's not being charged with anything? She broke the law. If she broke the law, she would have been. If she broke the law, she would have been charged. That's how I look at it. No, that's not true. That's not true. They don't. Well, what about Fast and Furious? How about Fast and Furious with Obama's guy there, the Attorney General who was caught shipping guns into Mexico? He wasn't prosecuted either.
I know we want to keep switching around, talking about other people, but the point is, why can't we just acknowledge he don't make good choices and people he chooses? We can't acknowledge that he made some bad choices. It's obvious he made some bad choices. That's obvious.
I think he's making a good choice. I think he's making a good choice about going after the Federal Reserve Bank. the central bank that owns every individual in this country. Actually, you're called a person. And if you look up person in Black's Law Dictionary, you won't like what you see. You know, but so I think we all need to focus on not what Donald Trump's doing as to his tweets and all the other stuff and the people that are resigning, because Obama had over I think it's 37 people resign from his administration, but the corporate media never paid attention to that. They worshipped Obama. You know, Bill Clinton, when he was impeached, actually had over 79 people from his cabinet resign. But we didn't pay attention to that either because like I hang on, let me finish. Because go ahead.
Everybody in the media didn't like Obama. There were some questions about his citizenship. There was questions about his birth certificate. They said his birth certificate wasn't real. All that. I mean, we can't just say the media protected Obama. No. Obama was under attack by Donald Trump. He's the one that said that his birth certificate was fake. And then he had to go through court proceedings and all that. They said, remember they said Obama's birth certificate was fake? Well, I'm just, again, so that means, so therefore the media didn't protect Obama. Everybody didn't like Obama. Obama had a whole lot of
not everybody liked him. No, wait, hold on, wait a second here now. The corporate media worshipped Obama. I mean, I could play you clips right now on my show where, oh, come on. The corporate media worshipped Obama. You know, he was a god to them. You know, I mean, and Bill Clinton. Hang on, let's go to the Clintons. Let's go to the Clintons here. Bill Clinton.
You keep moving. I know you keep moving, talking about other people. You keep moving it. So
well, we got to use examples here to compare. Well, you want to talk about Trump? Okay, let's talk about Donald Trump.
That's the topic. That's
Tell me what
the topic was. You said the topic is Trump.
All right, let's talk about Donald Trump.
Give him credit. Okay, if you're going to give him credit for if you're going to say you're going to give him credit for going after the reserve, which you've done, what I'm saying is, why not criticize him for choosing that person? So, I mean, it's one thing. Maybe he needs somebody to help him make better choices, because, you know, that's what companies do. They hire people to hire other people.
Donald Trump, wait a second. We need to help him make choices. We, the people, are really the government, technically. And Donald Trump's just there elected as to represent the views of the people. But he's so constantly attacked in the media. Everything he does is scrutinized because he's not a globalist. He's not a part of the New World Order. It's a fact. You know, I mean, it's a fact. He's not a free man. They don't like him. It's obvious they don't like him. He's always negative press coverage on him. Everything he does, like the border wall. And again, you say I'm going to change the subject, but the Democrats under Obama wanted the wall. But now that Trump's president, they don't want it. You know what I mean? It's two sides of the same coin. It's flipping the coin, and it's got the same side on it. The Democrats actually wanted the wall from the beginning, and they didn't have the votes. I posted that on Facebook. Schumer saying we don't have the votes for the wall right now because it's two sides of the same coin. But Donald Trump gets in there, runs on that on his campaign, saying we need to build a wall, secure our borders, and now the Democrats don't want to do that. You know, and again, Republican, Democrat. Now, Trump, for the first 2 years, had the House, had the Congress. Why didn't allow him to have the wall then when they had the vote? Because it's all a big,
we got to shut the government
game.
down. So we have to shut the government down so he can get his wall, huh?
What's shutting the government down? What is that? Is it affecting you today? Is it affecting you shutting the government down?
It's affecting people. Yes, it is. Yeah, you don't think that shutting the government down don't affect people?
No, it's not. Those government? No, it's not. The military is still operational. Homeland Security is still operational. And all the government employees that are not at work right now, you know what they got? Paid leave. They're furloughed. They're going to get their checks when the government reopens. So it's not affecting.
When the government, listen what you said. Heard what you just said. Listen what you said now. Listen to what you just said. When they reopen, so bills stop, right? So bills wait for the government to reopen. Is that what you're telling me?
You know what?
So bills, but you got a bill that's due. I know you don't. It's obvious. So I mean, these are people, but these are everyday working people. Democrat, both Republicans.
They're working people.
These are everyday working people. Okay, whether they like Trump or not, why they got to be punished for some wall? Why they got to be punished for that? That's all I'm saying. Why you gonna punish everyday people who's going to work? Why you gonna punish them people?
Okay, all right. Let's talk corporation. We're a corporation now. Okay. Why don't the Democrats do what they said they originally wanted to do 5 years ago? Why don't they want the wall now because Trump wants it? Why not? Can you answer that question?
All I'm saying is, why it's got to be a government shutdown issue?
No. I asked you a question.
That's all I'm saying.
I asked you a question. No, I asked you a question. Why did the Democrats want the wall when Obama was putting people in fenced-in cages on the border? It was okay. But now that Trump wants the wall, we got to shut down the government. Why? Why can't they all agree on that?
Listen, Trump said he wanted to shut the government. That's his whole words. He said that.
No, you didn't answer the question. But the Democrats supported the wall.
I'll put that on him. He said, I'm going to shut the government down if I don't get the wall. This was his words. This is what he said. This is not nothing. Why it's got to be a government shutdown issue? Why it's got to be that? Why can't they argue about that and let the government workers go to work? Why can't they continue that argument? Why somebody everyday working families? Why they got to be punished over arguments between Democrats and Republicans? Let them fight, but let the people go to work. That's all I'm saying. Let the fight continue. Let the argument continue.
Well, it's not Trump's fault the government shut down. It's not his fault. He said he's willing to shut down the government.
Exactly. So he has to own that.
Democrats say, no, hang on. Let me reverse this, and then I'll bring in another caller here also with you. You can stay on the line, and we can continue the conversation. Again, the question is, the Democrats originally wanted the wall and wanted to fund the wall before Trump was president. Then Trump wanted to bring it to the table and said, I want the wall. I ran on that. And now the Democrats don't want it. So the Democrats, they said there'll be no wall, blah, blah, blah. Why? They lied. They lied. I have Schumer on video on the Senate floor saying that they wanted the wall during the Obama administration, and they didn't do it. And then Trump wants to finally do it, and all of a sudden, nope, we're not going to have a wall because Trump wants it. And the Democrats hold the House.
My only contention is this. It doesn't have to be a government shutdown issue because the Democrats didn't shut the government down to get a wall. They didn't do that. They didn't say, I'm going to shut the government down so I can get a wall. See, that's the issue. This issue skipping over. It has nothing to do with a wall. I can care less about the wall and how they want to argue over a wall. My point is why workers got to go without pay. Because these are people that I know that work in the federal government. Just to let you know, they're not getting. Hold on, let me finish. They're not getting a paycheck. Hold on, they're not getting a paycheck. Okay, I know you say when the government reopened, they'll get their money back, but that's not the real world, Joseph. People going without pay. That's a problem. So all I'm saying is let's have the fight, but let's not put people out of work to have the fight.
I'll tell you what. How about this, Brother Murphy?
Let's have a fight. We can argue over the wall, and you can call the Democrats liars, because that's what they do. You can say they lie. Like the Republicans never tell no lies. Like they always tell the truth. I know Trump tells the truth all the time. But all I'm saying is, why it's got to be a government shutdown issue? That's all I'm saying. Keep the government open, and y'all continue with the fight. Just like the Democrats. When they wanted the wall, they didn't shut the government down to get the wall. That's all I'm saying. They didn't shut the government down to get the wall.
Hang on a second. During the Obama administration? During the Obama administration, the government wasn't shut down?
They didn't shut the government down to get a wall.
The government was shut down, not over the wall issue, over other issues.
That's my point. But that's my point. It wasn't over the wall. So my point is this. So since there's obviously this disagreement with the wall, why not just let the people go back to work and continue to fight later? Why put people why inconvenience the people just so you can have a debate? No.
Okay, I'll answer your question. I'll answer your question. You know what? We, the people, are already inconvenienced with a central bank called the Federal Reserve that owns us. You know what? I say shut it all down. Shut the District of Columbia down. Turn the lights off. Go home. We, the people, will figure out a way to support ourselves. We, the people, will come together. The militias will form, and we'll reinstitute this government, the republic, not a de facto government. And that's what's coming, because people, I'm going to say like you, I'm not going to call you names, because people don't understand the truth of what's really going on behind the scenes. Republican, Democrat, oh, Schumer, Trump, this, Trump making bad decisions. Trump. You know, and or Clinton. I say shut it all down. I say prepare yourself, stock up on food, buy plenty of guns. You know what? Find your own way to get electricity. And you know what? Let's have another revolution like Thomas Jefferson said. And we need a revolution every 20 years to keep our republic. And we're long overdue. We're long overdue for another revolution. Let the people show their moral character. Let the people, if the people don't want to wake up and they want to bicker over a wall, they want to bicker over this, when we know that the wall is not going to solve the entire problem, but we need to secure our borders. But these criminals in the District of Columbia don't care. And half of these government workers, Brother Mercy, live in 15,000 square foot houses, and they don't care about you at all if you can pay your electric bill, because they're puppets and pawns for the corporation.
It's just sad that you don't know all these people, and you have a very warped viewpoint. I know some of these people, and some of these people. Some of these people are close friends of mine and family. So I don't appreciate you making those comments about they don't care, because you never met these people. All right. So you don't know these
Brother
people.
Mercy,
So
you're
for
right.
you to make a comment like that,
it's called sacrifice, Brother Mercy.
Let me finish. You can talk about the government and their agenda and all that, but don't talk about personal people, because you never met these people, and you don't know who these people are. These people got families. These people. Hold on. Let me finish. People got families. These people got bills to pay. They got kids they take care of. Okay. So what I'm saying, these are good moral people, because they work for the government, which Trump does too. He works for the government too. Okay, let's not forget that Trump works for the government too. He's the president.
Well, he's not supposed to, though.
They're no different. They're no different. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me finish. They ain't no different than he is, because they all working for the same government. So my point is this. All I'm saying to you is, watch what you say about people who you never met and you don't know, okay, just because you have feelings about the government. That's all I'm saying.
No, I don't have feelings. No, Brother Mercy, you're twisting my words around. You're doing what a liberal does.
You never met these people.
I have
never met these people, so you don't know.
I want to read you a quote,
you don't know.
Brother Mercy. Hang on.
The fact is, you don't know these people. Okay, so you can't make you can't truthfully make a statement about somebody you don't know.
Brother,
you can't
I'm not making a statement about an individual.
You know.
I'm making a No, hang on. I'm not making a statement about an individual. I'm making a statement as a whole. And you know what? Be having a governmental job, these are the risks you take. Now, I want to read you a quote that I read in the beginning, okay? And I want you to think about that for a second. He won't organize, won't join, won't come along. Lets his brother pay the price, but he won't. But won't he take the benefits his brothers have accrued? And I'm telling you right now, we the people out there, there's going to be suffering. You have to sacrifice. It's called being an American. It's called understanding the truth and understanding the times we live in. And if the Federal Reserve was abolished, let me tell you something, Brother Mercy, you're going to meet a lot of other people that are going to be struggling. But that's why you prepare yourself and you wake up and you understand what's going on. We are controlled by a criminal banking cartel, okay? And until we end that banking cartel, these problems are going to persist. Let me bring on another caller that's been waiting. And again, for new callers, I read the quote to Brother Mercy. I want him to think about that, actually. You know, I'm going to read it one more time again. He won't organize, won't join, won't come along, lets his brother pay the price. But won't he take the benefits his brothers have accrued? That's what we're doing. We're taking the benefits of our founding fathers that founded this country, and we're throwing them away. We're throwing it away. Oh, good, because I got two friends that are out of work because the government shut down. Well, so damn what? Too damn bad. You know what? You took a government job. You knew the risks. It's just like if I go out there and I'm a construction worker, after the building's built, I may be out of work. It's called taking a risk. Guess what? The economy's doing well. The economy is doing very well. 3.8% unemployment rate. If those government workers are so hurting, go get a job at Walmart. We all love Walmart. Go get a job at Amazon. Go get a job someplace else. You work for a living. That's what you do. Quit your government job then if you're so worried about the government shutdown. I say turn the lights off, tell the politicians go home, all the government workers, and let's restore the republic. Go ahead, next caller.
Well, I see we're in another hot debate this evening. It's a government of the people, by the people, for the people, supposedly. Now, I'm only going to talk about things that have been on the news, but they've been on the news for a long time. But first, as far as those people that are out of a job, they got unemployment, more than likely, just like the rest of us. And when the rest of us become unemployed, we get the unemployment.
They don't get unemployment. This is what I mean about y'all. Y'all talk about stuff that I don't know. They do not get unemployment.
Why can't they
during
get
this time.
unemployment?
Because how
they're
you going to
furloughed.
contact the employer? Hold on. How you going to contact the employer to get unemployment? Because you got to contact the employer if the employer is shut down. That don't even make sense. How you going to get a statement from the employer if the employer is shut down? They don't get unemployment during this time.
Then they can be like the rest of us for when we file for disability. They can wait 6 years and get it retroactively and see how they like it.
No, but I'm just showing you how you talk about stuff that you don't know what you're talking about. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying don't retroactive. I'm just saying that you y'all talk about stuff that y'all have no idea what y'all talking about.
Let them apply like we have to, and then when their time is up, they'll get it retroactively. And we don't happen to like it when we apply for something and we got to stick our hands up our butts and wait until they decide to do something. Now they're the ones that made the mistake, and they think that they're going to come to us to reap benefits when they don't help us when they're supposed to. You're talking about Trump and what he's doing, and I think Trump's actually smarter than all of them. You talked about people that we don't know what we're talking about. It's a two-sided coin. I think Joe is actually right. Shut the place down and let it go on from there, because it's two sides of the coin. You got people up there telling lies, and all they do is have hearings over it, and then when they bring the people in to discuss those supposed lies, they can't remember 245 times. But other people that weren't even on the stand that can't remember, they put in jail. They're after Trump. They're after Trump because that's his name, Trump. And, it's in the news that Hillary actually took sledgehammers or hammers and smashed all her devices. But when it comes down to questioning her or something, did you wipe the server? You mean like with a cloth? A woman that smart comes up with a statement like that in front of Congress, with a cloth? Come on. They need to shut it down. And the people need to go out and find another job.
Workers? Trump never hired no illegal workers? There's no lawsuits against Trump.
I don't know about it. I don't know if he hired illegal workers or not.
Just to let you know, there's a whole list of them. So to sit up here acting like he's a saint is just, to me, I'm surprised.
You're absolutely right. The whole lot of them are no good because it's a big game and you're not part of it. Because like Joe said, they've been voting for years for the wall, and that because they don't have the money now to vote for the wall, but they give $10 billion to this country, to southern Mexico, and another $10 billion or so to another country because they don't have the wall. No, it's because Trump wants it and now they don't. Because it's a big game, and you're not part of it.
That's true. I want to take another caller here, 412, real quick, get another opinion, and that's right. And I played that plenty of times, and it was a comedy flick from George Carlin. It's a big club, and you're not in it. It's the same club they're beating you over the head with every day, and everyone's paying attention to Hillary, Obama, Clinton. They're all criminals. I say arrest one of them, try them, convict them, and hang them from the highest tree. They're all criminals. And again, focus like a laser beam on the Federal Reserve Bank, because that's who really controls us.
What's more important, as I said, it's a government of the people, by the people, for the people. It's a known fact the people want this wall. But yet, it's a known fact that the people want this wall. But Schumer got up there last week and basically said, Trump, you're never going to get this wall. It's not what the people want. It's what I want.
That's
so
right.
You think Trump is associated with the Russians? You think he's in with the Russians for a little bit? You think there might be some stuff going on with him and the Russians?
They're all
They've been
associated with the
2 years.
Russians. Brother Murphy, come on now. Yeah, all right, let me tell you, George Bush Senior was associated with Adolf Hitler through IG Farragut, and the corporate media worshipped him. The corporate media worshipped Obama. We know that. Come on, well, it's not. We don't need to go into a history lesson here. Okay, it's all a big fat lie from the beginning. It's these scumbags in the District of Columbia, the District Criminals of Columbia. I say, like Bitbanker just said, turn the lights off. Go home, shut down the government. We, the people, will come together and reformulate the government. That's what we need to do. End the central bank, end the Federal Reserve. We'll barter on our own, and the morals of the people will come together. And all those stupid liberals out there, blah, 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 you want to screw a goat or whatever in your bathroom, that's up to you. Who cares? But you're not going to force everything. You know, it's just crazy. It's crazy. And we need another revolution. We need another revolution. But hang on, Brother Mercy.
You can't barter because they took our gold.
Wait a second. Yes, I can barter. Yes, I can barter with you, Brother Mercy. If you want to buy a snowblower out of my garage, I can say, give me 2 ounces of silver. Give me that chainsaw that you have in the back of your truck. We barter as a people. But the Federal Reserve says, no, we can't. We got to use fake money. That's monopoly money. That's backed by nothing. And we're under public policy. We've been over that many, many times. We're not under public law. Another caller just dropped here.
And as far as bartering goes, if your local government finds out you've been doing that, they're going to charge you taxes on your windfall.
Yeah, that's
Of
right.
course.
That's right. Yeah, why? Why should you be taxed on your labor? You know, I had area code 412 on there. They were waiting on hold. They dropped. Let's go down the line here. Press 1 if you want to be connected here and talk about Donald Trump here tonight and the government shutdown, because obviously that's taken over the topic of this program here. Going down the line here, the callers. Okay, all right. All right, private caller, and then, I see 302. I got a lot of callers on the line now. I guess they finally ate their Christmas dinner. You know, hey, everyone, you know, like I said, shut down the damn government. Just get rid of these district criminals. Go ahead, private caller. Go ahead.
Hey, good. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope everyone's doing okay. Hey, we should do like, you know, they do with us. You know, a lot of companies don't carry workman's comp insurance. You know, none of these companies worked for 25 years. They didn't carry that, and you know, if you were, you know, if the job had a accident or you know, weather or something, you was out of work, and that was the end of it. There was no, you know, I get paid while I work. This is what we should be doing to them. You know, the government shuts down, guess what? You don't get paid.
That's right. And a lot of those government workers, they're furloughed. They could. What's a furlough mean? Look up the definition of furlough. They could do other things. And they're going to get retroactive pay when the government reopens. And they'll probably all get bonuses and kickbacks like most government employees. Okay? And you know what? I don't think the government should be employing people. I think all government workers should be on a voluntary as needed basis, representing the views of the people, by the people, for the people. Why are they being... Tell me something. You're a government worker. Who the hell's paying you? What do you mean government worker? What do you mean government worker? You know, do you understand when George Washington was elected, he didn't get no pay. When Thomas Jefferson was elected, when John Adams was elected, when Andrew Jackson was elected, they didn't get no pay. The people didn't pay them. They didn't have a central bank back then. They shouldn't be paid nothing. If you're a government worker, it's a voluntarily basis, needs basis thing. Okay? And that's what I'm talking about the banking cartel that owns this country today. You know, they're families. their families. Well, you know what? They knew the risk when they signed up for a government job. It's just like me. If I sign up to be a pilot of a plane, if it crashes, I know I'm going to be dead. You sign up for the risk. It's just like Bitbanker said. Join the rest of the people out here who are screwed over every single day, who lose their jobs, and they don't get benefits. They don't get anything. How about the criminal corporations out there that own us? Amazon, all these other companies. They don't have, you get fired, you don't get no pay. Apply for Social Security benefits that you're promised from the day you're born. If you ever become disabled, you got to sit and wait 5 years to get what you were promised that you paid into, and you're denied. And then you got to go to the doctors that Social Security tells you to go to, and you got to be put through the ringer, and then you're denied again, and then you're denied again. That's not the promise that was made when you paid into something. That's fraud. That's fraud. If I promised you, Brother Mercy, if you paid me $10 a month the entire life of while you're working to the fruits of your labor, and I said, if you ever get hurt and a doctor says you're no longer able to work, I will pay you such and such amount of money every month. You would demand that money, or I'd be arrested as an individual. But the government gets away with it. So I tell all those government workers out there, you said don't criticize those people, too damn bad. Turn the lights off, go home, and figure out another way of life. That's how I say it. And I'm going to take another caller here, 281. Hang on. Well, change the policy. We're not under policy. We're under law. It's called the Constitution of the United States of America. You're not entitled to anything. You're entitled to the right, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And you shouldn't be taxed on your labor. You should not be taxed on your labor. The fruits of your labor are your fruits of your labor, and you should not be taxed on it. But under the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, you've been enslaved ever since then. That's why the Fed should be abolished. Area code 281, you're live on Blog Talk Radio. Go ahead.
Hey, which one of you fat motherfuckers took a shit in my dishwasher?
All right. Okay. Here we go. We got it. There we go. That's Tone calling in. Okay.
There's another one with a lot of brains.
Yeah, a lot of brains. A lot of brains.
Just goes to show you how he does his dishes, huh?
Hey, there's a government worker. Government worker. There he is, a government worker.
There's a government worker. There you go. That's how they think, actually. All right. We're going to bring another famous person onto this program here. I want everyone to hang on, though, and just be patient and let him have a say for a few minutes. And he's going to be doing a show Thursday night, actually. I'm going to give him a voice because I'll give you a voice, Brother Mercy. I'd like to have you host your own show, actually, on my network. Everyone can have a voice on this program. But let's see here. We know Mandela Khan. Go ahead, Mandela Khan. You're live. Go ahead.
Bah, humbug, Rumpelstiltskin. Part 2 tomorrow, and all hands on deck as we make America free again. The campaign of the Bloodless Revolution will be heard tomorrow on behalf of we the people, by the people,
Thursday,
for the people. Thursday,
Mandela Khan. Thursday.
8 p.m.
Thursday.
Tomorrow, 8 p.m. East Coast time. The discussion is free, make America free again, under the sign of the times in which we live, where two nations is coming together. Thanks to my
Thursday.
partner.
Mandela Khan. Hang on. It's not tomorrow. It's Thursday. Thursday is the show. Thursday.
What's the day? Tuesday?
Yeah. What, do you work for the government?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Listen. Let me say this to you. Now, these phones and shit may be smart, and all that gadgets and wismos that y'all got may be smart, but I'm just as dumb as a box of hammer. I'm too fast. I'm going faster than what time is, right? So you've made the announcement, and the adjustment is Thursday, 8 p.m. East Coast time. But here's where the mighty matriarch and Joe Gibson, my brother in the People's Revolution, how can we make this a nation for, of, and by the people. That's when two nations join together. That is the Confederate flag and the red, black, and green. You understand me? That red, white, and blue, I'm going to help you remember what you forgot. Because those who travel with that symbol go all over the world, lying, stealing, and killing on behalf of the international cabal and cartel. And I can prove what I'm saying. Okay? So, number one, I had to say Bah Humbug and Rumpelstiltskin to help you remember what you forgot. Because the only holiday that means something to us in this country is when we can have a government for freedom, justice, and total independence for everyone. In other words, we got to have public servants because a servant is only worth their hire. I want you to hear me again because tomorrow we're going to discuss the free, make America free again, because a public servant is only worth their hire. And I will not allow Brother Mercy or Big Banger to play good cop, bad cop. I'm a Republican, you're a Democrat. I like Obama, and you like Donald Trump. Because they making this shit up as they go along. And the good language is to shut them down, right? The government shut down. But the key is we the people are the deciding factor because we are the constituency services. We deserve, we done paid in taxes, blood, sweat, and tear equity already for good government. And I'm telling you, I don't give a damn if it's good cop or bad cop. George Washington to Abraham Lincoln, this guy Donald Trump, or this guy Barack Insane Obama, bad cop. The real shut them down is we're going to shut this goddamn nation down in the bloodless revolution to show them that we the people, by the people, for the people. We want your whole contract null and void. In other words, you don't get no goddamn pensions. When my Social Security can't be $3,000 a month, you're going to get some tax write-offs to where you can go anywhere you want and use my tax dollars to go behind closed doors and give yourself pay raises and shit, right? These handful of rascals, black or white, everybody behind the local, county, city, state, and federal municipal government under Washington, D.C., the three branches, they are null and void under their own constitutional oath that they swear on, whether it's a Bible, Quran, or a comic book. They testify. Why did they testify? Because they go with whoever lobby for them. A lobbyist is those who can bring the behind-the-scenes booty to make you say what the fuck I want you to say, right? We the people, we don't put our pennies in $100 bills together to where we lobby. We jump to the Republican or the Democrat or the Green Party and think we're getting some representatives. But you're getting fleeced. You're under the fucking monopoly, corruption, and greed because we the people.
All right, 1 minute, Mandela Khan. 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Go ahead.
Right. We are our own lobbyists. And if I allow for Tyrone the Terrible, who can put forth his character assassination and slander, kill the messenger, the hell with the message. And Joe, I sent you 2 illustrations coming from the most terrible communication sector in South Carolina in this country. And that is a goddamn lie. I don't want you to talk about what I said because I don't need to do that. But the main thing is now I got 30 seconds, so I'm going to wind this up and tell you tomorrow, make America free again. Thursday, whatever. Make America free again. And the only way we can do that is when we the people, by the people, for the people, of the people, become like Helen Keller, Jose Feliciano, Ray Charles, and Steve Wonder, become blind to our bias and prejudice and racism, and recognize that we are the birthright of our Social Security card and our birth certificate. Now, you already done put that forth, but I'm bringing in the exigency. The exigency is the birthrights that we were innately born with even before a constitution was put forth. So no politician, black or white, can rape the treasury, can have wars, war on drugs, war on terrorism, and continue to go behind closed doors and vote themselves some goddamn pay raises and pensions to where they get out of office. They get hundreds of thousands of dollars a goddamn year for causing hardship, crisis and state of emergency on we the people, by the people, for the people. We got their ass. Fast Action 567. You're going to hear more about that tomorrow coming through a theater near you. Much love, much respect. And yes,
all right,
I'm
you,
drunk as a motherfucker. I know a lot of people will be telling me, well, man, you look like you're drunk. You sound like you're drunk. Okay, I'll give you that. But I haven't had a drink until today for 5 days. So if I'm a drunk, I have been drinking, but I want to put this on the criteria because this is where y'all messed up. You try to make people eligible for substance based on what they consume. But I'm putting a truth in your ass that not even a sober person can put forth, right? And I'm not sober, but I do know this. I know what the hell I'm saying. And I'll come tomorrow nice and ethical and moral and calm, and we're going to have a nice program. And I want everybody to call in, including this guy named Tone who called in with that, he said he's a religious person. Isn't that something on the day with peace on earth and goodwill to all men?
Okay, all right,
Tone came in.
I got to get to another caller.
All right, I rest the case. I rest the case.
That was very good. Thank you, Mandela Khan. He absolutely, and I do agree. And all you got to do is press 1. You'll be connected live. Any caller, 657-383-0616. Make your voice heard before they shut us down. And the truth of that matter is what he's talking about, the birth certificate, before I get to 915. You got to understand that the Federal Reserve owns you. They bought you the day of you were born, and all you got to do is look at your birth certificate in the right-hand corner mostly. There'll be bank routing numbers, and if you go to any stock office, you'll see that Target, Walmart, Wall Street is trading with you. I say I hope Wall Street drops to 0. I hope the Federal Reserve Bank is abolished and shut down. And then I've got 804. You'll be next after 915. Everyone gets a voice on this program. I don't screen callers, so go ahead, 915.
Hey, man, that last caller sounds like a drunk dickhead. He need to go suck a big old dick.
Okay, well, we don't want to talk like that on the radio show. That sounded like Talk Real Solutions there, so their trollers are out here maybe. Because they have no listeners anymore, Talk Real Stupid. I know Mandela Khan calls him a different name, but that sounded like an idiot right there who doesn't want to have a voice and talk educational and have a decent conversation on a worldwide internet radio program. So 804, we'll see what you have to say. Go ahead, 804.
I appreciate you having this forum, and I do understand what's going on. I'm actually a global visionary and a former whistleblower standing in truth and light. And as long as people like the last caller come on and do what they did, we'll get nowhere except to go backwards, and that's exactly what the elites are hoping for. They want chaos in any way they can get it. If they can collapse the economy, if they can kill us with chemtrails, poison our food and water, fight with us with racial problems, anything that they can do to conquer and divide and control us. Eventually, if enough people don't wake up, the next step is they'll put a chip in you and you'll be somebody else's robot. So I stand in truth and light. If I can share my name, it might be interesting for you and your listeners to see just what I've been through in my life and how I don't just bring forth solutions, I bring them with actions that will empower the masses so that unless they change their ways, the elites will be dealt with, or there will be a second storming of the Bastille globally. It's already starting in France.
Amen to what you're saying. You don't have to rush your way off the air because I give everyone plenty of time to talk. But you also mentioned chemtrails. And that's very interesting. So give us some knowledge on some of these things and how they're poisoning us through our food and water. So I'm going to give you the floor here and talk for a couple minutes. So give us some of your knowledge.
Well, what I'd like to do is just share my name. There's plenty of blog talk shows I've been a guest on and called into, and also there's a big website. I think you'll find quite a lot of interesting information. I love to back up with documents, facts. That's another area that we haven't touched on that used to be called propaganda. And what we want is factual journalism to stop all the personal opinions and talking heads. So if you put my name on YouTube or Google it, it's Hugh, H-U-G-H. The last name Traulsen is spelled T like Tom, R-A-U-L-S-E-N like Nancy. And there's a big website if you Google 3 words, my last name, Traulsen, T-R-A-U-L-S-E-N, the word and, A-N-D, and then Trump, T-R-U-M-P. I actually share common background with the president. I'm not into the ego, though, like he is. I pray for the president. I look to support any president in office to unite the country properly, but that is not the agenda. These presidents are all puppets to the elites. They don't get into office unless they're approved. So there's all different factions, and as long as they can keep us confused and manipulated, that's why they're doing what they're doing. You'll see on the big website, rootingoutcorruption.weebly.com. Once you Google Traulsen and Trump, you'll be able to look at all the different pages. There's a front page Wall Street Journal article from 1983 that I was written up in. It triggered an investigation that eventually led to the resignation of Jim Wright from Speaker of the House in shame, the third highest office in the country. And the article beautifully described back then how special interests and lobbyists have totally corrupted Washington. It was before Ross Perot talked about it. Due to apathy and people not knowing what to do or how to do it, that's why things have gotten worse and worse and worse. And when you have big corporations like Google, it has been mentioned in 60 Minutes, just buying up all kinds of smaller companies and putting it under their umbrella and circumventing antitrust laws by paying off politicians. That's why these big mega companies are just getting bigger, and it's all about the greed. So my solutions coming forth are all about empowerment. They're not ego-based, and they're not centralized, and they will bring transparency back to where it has to go and plug up the money pipelines along the way. But people don't seem to be ready for it. They're still brain dead as far as just Twittering and Facebooking their lives away. What has to be done are whole new paradigms based on spirituality and unconditional agape love. And the elites can't stand love. They're totally insane. They have no regard for human life. But love is God energy. And when you put your heart and God and get that correction straight, whatever you feel God is, anything is possible. So I don't have the fear. I already had a near-death experience in 2007, even after recovering and relocating and being in the Veterans Healthcare System since 2008. On January 3rd, 2009, I was arrested from my bed. They've toyed with me in all kinds of ways. And what happened was I think I broke up the start of a witches' coven, and the mother had a son who was a sergeant on the county police force who set me up. He's dead now, as well as some of the gossipers that set me up. So I know how to really resonate and let go and let God handle things when I can't. But most people can't get to that point. They can't focus except on the material world, and they don't realize that everybody, even an atheist, can't deny the fact that we all came from spirit. We're here for a very short time. 100 years is like the blink of an eye in terms of eternity. You're going to go back into spirit, and you can't take the material goods with you. They have absolutely no use in the spiritual realm. And I say we are all accountable for everything that we do here. So the true lesson of what today Christmas is all about, Jesus Christ, and I have a hidden meaning in the word joy, which I empowered January 1st, 2011, and you discover that when you create a word from each of the letters in the word joy. The hidden meaning is Jesus optimizes you. And he's not happy with the religions. And he gave two basic, simple instructions on how people should live their life that they just don't pay attention to. Always put God first. Secondly, love your neighbors yourself. If you have somebody that's horrible and wants to fight with you, whatever, that doesn't mean you have to be their doormat. Just stay away from them and pray for them. But stand in your own truth and light, and don't let anybody manipulate you if you don't want to be manipulated. There are four big main areas that are controlling us right now. It's big business, mainstream media, big government, and the religions, and they're all tied in together. So take a good look in the mirror and ask yourself who's controlling you, and then start getting it straight with your spirituality and get that heart to God connection correct before it's too late. You can make mistakes, but that's how you learn. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, but don't keep repeating the same mistakes. So if you have an addiction problem, if you're an alcoholic, then look to see if you can get over that, and you'll find that when you become spiritual, you'll have a high that you never had before, that you don't need any of these physical things are addictive to you. So just being a blessing to others also, believe it or not, is being a blessing back to you. And Jesus Christ also said even greater things than what he did can be accomplished. I actually asked him to be my business partner. That makes me an unlimited well of creativity as well as a creative, intelligent force. I don't look to outdo Jesus. I look to co-create with Jesus, and anybody can co-create with the Creator, whoever, again, you feel that may be. So I'll let you go back if you have other callers, but I thank you for giving me the time. And what you think about, you bring about. So if you're going to think about negative things and what they're doing to us, I don't care what they're doing to us. What I care about is, why are you doing it to us? Stop doing it to us, because now I'm looking back at who's looking at me. What are you looking at me for? You want to watch me through my TV and wink at me if I have no clothes on, or look at me in all kinds of ways or whatever? I have no fear. I say to the global elites, and I've said it on other shows, that God has harmonics, which are sound waves. When they come, you can be a global elite sitting on your yacht in the Mediterranean sipping a pina colada. You might spontaneously combust or explode. The same thing if you're in an underground bunker somewhere, because God's harmonics will go where God wants them to go. The host of the show said, "Aren't you afraid of retribution?" I said, "Retribution for what? I didn't do anything wrong. They did. If they have a hitman take me out, I'll ask God to let me eat the hitman's brains out from the spirit world. Be quite painful. I'll be more gentle on him than the guy who hired him." I'm saying it for years, not as a challenge, but as a promise. If they try and take me out that way, I ask God to grant me that wish. So, elites, you better shape up, because you're finished in my mind. So thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. I appreciate it. That was very good. That little rant there you gave, it was very knowledgeable. I do appreciate that. And I hope you do call in again to the radio program.
What's that caller's name? Hey, Joe, it's very important. What's that caller's name? I say that because he don't know me, I don't know him. And I know I'm not the only person who may have a drink when I talk, because I know that people, the last caller before him said that, well, this drunk. He was part of a TRS crew, but the main thing is that this guy told you love. No matter what the God or the Creator is, we can only get out of this without love. And I don't know his name, but I need to know his name, because I want him to call in on Thursday after 8 p.m., and you get the floor, sir. What's your name?
Well, I am like a butterfly. I'm all over the map. You can Google me and you'll see.
No.
I'm giving you my name. Are you able to take it, or you can get it from? You can get it from the archives.
I didn't ask you that, sir. Just a minute. We want to go through protocol, rites of passage, understanding the sign of times in which we live. I had a drink, but you said something that was key to putting me and Joe together and bringing other people, because you're a new voice. I need to know your name, and I need you to call in on Thursday after 8 p.m., and you get the floor.
I understand what you're saying. I'm trying to give you my name if you're ready for it. And again, I have my own way of doing things, so you can look at who I am.
Okay, that's okay. But you're a new caller to me, and you're a new caller to Joe.
Mandela, he's trying to answer your question. He's trying to, if he has time, he'll be able to call in.
No, my question is what his name is, and will he call in on Thursday?
He's trying to tell you if he has time on Thursday, he'll be able to call in. He's like he said, he's all over the place.
All I need is his name, so you'll know his name, and everybody will know his name. If he don't call him on Thursday, that's okay. That's okay. But I want him to be my co-host. I want him to be my co-host. So what's his name? And if he's not available, that's okay. But just keep calling Joe Gibson's program.
All right. Are you ready for me to give my name again?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to spell it slowly. It's Hugh, H-U-G-H. The last name is Charlson. It's spelled T like Tom, RAULSEN like Nancy. You have it in the archives. You can pull it up and get the spelling again too. But I'm also going to give you a blog since you.
No. Will you?
No, Mandela Khan, hang on,
Thursday?
Mandela Khan. He doesn't know Mandela Khan. He said he's very busy. He doesn't know if he'll be available.
Okay, well,
but
go ahead
if
and
he
give
is
your commercial.
available,
This is Joe Gibson's program. Go ahead and give your commercial.
But I don't give any commercial. I reach out to let people resonate with what I'm saying. They can take information that I'm giving and transform their lives if they want to do that. I don't sell anything.
I know that. I'm trying to give you a helping hand.
Yeah, you said do a commercial. I don't do commercials.
All right, Mandela Khan, hang on. If he's able to call in Thursday night at 8 p.m., then God bless him, and he can give his knowledge, and we'll give him the floor, like you said. If he's unable to, that's fine, too. You know, all I'm saying is we're running out of time, but he knows we got a show Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same call-in number. If he's available, fine. But I want to thank the kind gentleman for giving his knowledge here. Like you said, it resonated with a lot of us. But I want to give the people here on the phone line here tonight also closing thoughts, because that's what I do on this show. I want to give people at least 2 minutes to just have closing thoughts, and I want to start with Brother Mercy. And I hope everyone continues to listen, because I'll go down the line. Go ahead, Brother Mercy.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is that, can you hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you fine. Go ahead, sir.
What I wanted to say, though, is in order, I believe, for us to really do what we want to do, I think we have to have control of assets and commodities. What I mean by that is we can't let the government keep all the gold and oil, and then we expect to get rid of the Federal Reserve. I don't think those two things go hand in hand. So all I'm saying is I think the government had a plot to empower the Federal Reserve, that is to take away our high-value commodities and assets, which, of course, land would include that as well. But we will have to take control of assets and commodities, which would be gold, diamonds, silver, land, or whatever the case may be, in order to really have power, because our forefathers and ancestors, they had land. See, and that's the part we forget. They had assets back then. So therefore, since they had assets and commodities, that's why they could say the things they could say, and that's why they could have a revolution, because you can't fund a revolution, you can't pay for a revolution if you don't have the backing of assets and commodities, which is what our ancestors.
We got everything under control. Don't say the word. Listen tomorrow, Brother Mercy, and bring your commentary, because you're not a revolutionary. Please don't do that.
All right. Mandela Khan, let him finish, please. Let him finish. You know, we don't want to interrupt people on their closing thoughts. Go ahead.
And another thing is, I really believe that it's rude to interrupt someone, because I haven't interrupted anyone tonight. And all I'm trying to say is that we do need to take control of assets and commodities. We can't let the government control all the assets and commodities and expect to be empowered. Because, like you've always said, Mandela Khan, you do have to have the land. So you've always said that. So that's all I'm saying. We have to take control of assets and commodities and lands, including gold, silver, and those things, in order to empower ourselves. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't revolutionize, but you got to revolutionize with a purpose. I'm trying to revolutionize so I can own something, not just revolutionize so I can keep this paper money still flowing around. Because
I agree. We are the number one asset and commodity.
Hang on, Mandela Khan. Hang on.
Listen Thursday.
Mandela Khan, hang on. Mandela Khan, let him finish his thought, please. Please.
Because
go ahead, brother.
Once we control assets and commodities, then the government. So that's how the government flourished. They took control of our assets and commodities. That's how they were able to empower themselves. If you look at any foreign power, they empower themselves through assets and commodities and owning land. We allowed our government to tell us that they own the land. We allowed them to tell us. We allowed them to tell us that they can own all the gold and all the oil. We let them tell us that. So we have to dispel that and take control of our assets and commodities, which is ourselves. But in order to take control of ourselves, you still have to have ownership of where you live and the things in your possession. You have to. If you don't, then they're going to eventually try to control you. And that's all I want to say.
Yeah. All right, Brother Mercy. Hang on, Mandelica. Hang on. Thank you, Brother Mercy. Bitbanker's been quiet. Go ahead and give me a final thought here on tonight's show, please.
Final thought. Okay, Mandelica. Boy, you're hot tonight. You're right on the money. You're rational, right down to earth, and you're talking real well. Not too many rhymes and riddles, so it's easy to understand. Thank you very much. Hugh is also right there. I see he's got his agenda, and he's right there down to earth, and good, rational, moral thinkers and everything like that. Nothing wrong with doing a little drinking, Mandelica, but here's what I think about drinking. Stay away from distilled alcohol and go with fermented. Drink God's work, not man's, and I think you'll be much better off in the long run. Wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It was a good show, and I'm sorry I was late tonight, but it is Christmas Day, and I was out, and I got on just as soon as I got home. And Mandelica, I'll be sure to listen to you on Thursday night. Thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you, Bitbanker. I appreciate it. And then let's see here. I lost 3 callers here who were on the program earlier. Mike also dropped from Wisconsin, so that's fine. I guess he didn't want to give a final thought on tonight's show. Area code 804, if you want to take 2 minutes just to say something, this is what I do on this program. I give everyone a closing thought just to give some advice to the people that are listening. Go ahead, 804, and then I'll get to Mandelica, and then Shirley will. Well, Mandelica's going to have his own show Thursday, so maybe I'll give a closing thought. But anyway, time permitted, of course. 804, go ahead. If you want to take 2 minutes just to say something to the callers out there, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you again. I want to direct you to a blog, the word creativity777.com, which has a poem I dedicated to my wife that's in the President Ronald Reagan Library. It's titled Caring Sharing. It's discussed as a weapon against terrorism, and Maya Angelou even commented on my poem. It really sums up what life should be all about. It is titled Caring Sharing. It reads, if you dare to care, then share. If you share, pay heed. God will reward every good deed. If you contemplate the poem long enough, it will force you to take an action to help someone less fortunate than yourself. And when you do that, you're actually being a blessing back to yourself. So again, it's going forth in the future. We don't have to repeat history anymore. We have technologies at hand that we can incorporate and bring the transparency back to where it has to go to root out the corruption. That's been the biggest problem all the way through. And when we can take control over the assets in the right way, we don't have to worry about health care and all these things that the government wants to dole out to us on their terms. We'll have people committed to just being a blessing to others in all areas, and that's where we have to go. Otherwise, we will lose this country and lose the world and have to start from scratch again someday. So I say to people that say they're spiritual, they don't know what to do, I say, if you can't say anything else, say a prayer, and God will put the ego in check where it needs to be. I thank you again. I wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. And this new year, take it into your heart to be the change of the world that you want to see, as Gandhi said. Thank you again.
Joe, on behalf of Hugh and the new information for Thursday, 8 p.m., where everybody going to get in, even Big Banger chimed in. Just 30 seconds or 1 minute. That's all I need. Tonight, go to the archives of Joe Gibson's production. You will see that we never had this discussion until tonight. December 25th, 2018. Peace on earth, love on earth because of you in 2018. That's extraordinary. And I'm only here to help everyone remember what they forgot. And yes, I have had some spirits, but I want everyone to go in their social media. 10-6 MSNBC, FCC, radio and TV. It's because of social media that I'm able to have my substance that tranquilizes and conditions me, and most people won't tell you what they induce. None of the people at the pulpit, podium, telephones, or microphones will tell you that they are pure, ethical, and moral, but they're going to try to give you information and say that they're sober, that they have their faculties, honor, and integrity. I'm telling you, this was so great because I can prove that no matter who say how you distill or don't distill, most people who are geniuses, that greatest thinkers, formulators, and planners, Einstein and all of them, they were under inducement.
Hey, Mandela Khan, hang on. They're going to cut us off in about 1 minute and 50 seconds. So take 30 seconds.
Okay, well, you get the final word. You get the final word. You get the final word. You get the final word.
Thank you so Well, thank you. It is my show here tonight. So I want to say thank you to the callers here tonight. Very knowledgeable. It's awesome to hear from new people. It really is. Hopefully the gentleman will join us Thursday night, 8 p.m. I'm Mandela Khan. What I do on this show is the reason why I say Thursday night is because I give everyone an opportunity to host on my dime, host their own show. And all they got to do is call in and say, hey, Joe, can you contact me after the show? And I'll give you your own show. You know, and I would hope Brother Mercy would take advantage of that, or someone else would take advantage of that also. Mandela Khan is going to take advantage of that Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, the Federal Reserve, I believe, and I know the gentleman said opinions, but the fact of the matter is that we have a bartering system in this country. It's called the Federal Reserve Note, and it's disgusting. It's controlled. It's controlled by an elite banking cartel. They're a cartel. They're criminals. And if we end the Federal Reserve, we can start from there and rebuild our foundations as a people. You know, before the year 1913, we were a prospering country. Yeah, I know there was slavery still. There was discrimination, but we overcame that. And if we end this banking cartel that controls us every day throughout this country and the world, remember, the Federal Reserve Note is the world's renounced currency, okay? And I can't stand the Federal Reserve Note. It's not backed by nothing but a promise by a criminal banking cartel and the District of Columbia criminals. And if we could restore sound money, honest money, we could start being honest with each other and put these corporations, these criminal corporations that are putting poison in our food and water, these GHMO foods, these chemtrails where they're spraying on us. Come on, man. You can't deny it. You could see it in the sky, these chemtrails. You could see it. Do your own research. I always invite people, do your own research. They're spraying you. They're spraying our water. They're spraying our land. And that's why I'm glad that caller brought that up. But anyway, I do have to go. They're going to cut us off any second. I want to thank everyone here tonight. Like I said, this is Blog Talk Radio, understanding the times in which you live in. Everyone, please take care.
Good night.